Hey, it's Jeff. I'm going to be showing you how I keep track of the Guesstimove progress. So I do a percentage correct, and it's really just to track the trends over time. This spreadsheet I'll put it in the description so that you don't have to recreate the formulas and you can adjust it to however would best fit your needs. So what I'll do first is usually I just have like the stats page and the rules page. So also like a summary of how I do it. But again, you can adjust it, like if you want to start from the first move, and I might add some other stuff later if it becomes relevant. But I'm just going to duplicate this really quickly, just so we can make changes and not mess things up. So we got the date. I put who was white and black, the result, tournament, and then the game length. So the tricky part about with me starting from move 11 is that so if there's a 40 move game, you don't just, if you get 20 right, it's not 50%. It's actually something else because I start guessing after move 10, so it would only be 30 moves that I guessed on in that situation. So here is a game, it was 30 moves, so I only guessed on 20 of them. And so that's how like this percentage ended up being 25% when I missed 15. So when you make a copy of this document for yourself, you can see that there's this formula here. See, it should be, okay, it's highlighted, so you can see that it's like 100 minus, and this because it'll convert things into a percentage that'll make sense later. So you don't have to worry too much about the details of this, but this is just if you want to see how it was created. And what I want to show you was that if you are guessing from move 1, you want to delete this this minus 10 here. So F3 minus 10. So take out the minus 10, and this should end up being 50%, because now it's looking at the game length only. So 30 moves, miss 15, that's 50%. So that's all you really need to know about that. So I'm going to change it back to what I had it with. And if you wanted to like add a new game, I think I'm going to start like inserting above and then adding the next game like that. So I would have the recent stuff first, instead of, let's say you do like 1,000,000 of these, then you would be scrolling down forever to find like the latest stuff. So it might make more sense to have these, the ones you did earlier at the bottom. But it's up to you how you want to do it. Maybe you create different sheets. Like actually one good idea is to have like, you would make a new sheet with the plus sign, and then you could label it 2019, and then the next one is 2020 right now. But you could do it like that so it doesn't get too bogged down. So a lot of different things you can do with it. But the important part of why I want to share the sheet was that you don't have to figure out this formula, even though it's kind of basic. But it'll just automatically give you the moves in percentage and format it so it has a percent sign and everything. And so where's my copy here? Okay, so let's say John is the one who did this one first, and that's why I picked this game to do Guess the Move on. So I counted his wrong moves starting from move 11. So he actually started from move 10, I think, and got that one wrong, and then did move 11. But just counting his move 11 and on, so a perfect match to what I guessed, he only missed 6, I believe. So let's try to put that in here. So let's say 30. I just manually subtract 10. You could also make the formula to do this with equals game length minus 10, and percent correct, that'll autofill, and missed was 6, I said for him. And so to get this number to fill out, if you're not familiar with Excel or Google Sheets, you take the mouse to this thing right here, this like little box, and then you just drag up. And so now it shows his 70%. Let's say you had like a lot of these you want to get through, you could just extend this down as much as you want, and it'll just show stuff. And then as you so let's say it was a 40 move game and you missed one, it shows 97%. And you can see it's showing like F5 minus 10, so again, it's still counting from move 11 and on. So go through my notes, see if there's anything I missed. And also I'll delete this really quickly. Also, sometimes I'll make an extra cell to write down my overall impressions after I did guess the move. You can also, what I really like with recording a video for myself, even if you don't publish it, you can see your thoughts in real time, or listen to your thoughts in real time, and really see what you were thinking about when you made these moves, or what you weren't thinking about. But you can also take some notes, especially if you were just confused about what's going on, you just made a guess. It might be helpful to create some shorthand that indicates that. And then when you go over and you watch a video or you read a book about it, then you'll have more data for analyzing your thought process and comparing it with the masters. And let's see. And also remember that the purpose of Guess the Move is to practice your chess thinking and learn the ideas behind the move, so you don't have to care too much about trying to maximize your percentage guessed. That is what you're trying to do, like it's the kind of fun of it, but don't worry if it's like super low, like this 25% was like the lowest I've ever had. But the point is, that means that there's that much more to learn. So you can see John, he got 70%. So somewhere in between this 25 and 70%, I'm going to learn some things by watching his video, by seeing the moves that he guessed correctly, that I missed, and his explanation will help me figure out how to be closer, at least to his level. And if you watch John's video, he talks about he's definitely going to take some things away from the few moves that Magnus played differently than him. So you can see I missed 15, he missed 6, and that's natural. John's an international master, I'm much weaker than that. So see, it all makes sense in the end. And there's a couple of other things you can do with this. You can make more columns to label the openings and see if there's trends in specific openings that you tend to guess correctly more. Or you can take a look at the game length and see when it reaches an end game, does your score go up a lot or down a lot? So there's a lot of things, or like the style of player. So maybe you do a lot of Kasparov games, and then you try some Karpov games to see which one of those you're closer to. So yeah, just looking at my notes, see if there's anything else. That's pretty much all I want to cover, I think. Give a few more seconds, and I might wrap it up. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much the important stuff I wanted to get through. So you can make a copy of this and adjust it how you want. Gave you some tips, but yeah, so hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.